Well.
Back again.
We're back again. Welcome back to Sportz4Dummies, episode 2. My name is Joshua Merchant, co-host John Merchant. How you doing today?
Hello, everybody. Good, Josh. How are you?
I'm good. I saw the first day of the NBA started for the season.
Oh, how good was it?
2 cracking games. What happened, Johnny? Talk to me.
So, Lakers and Nuggets to kick us off. So, ring unveiling for the Nuggets.
Yep.
What was good to see? It was an interesting game. It just solidified that the Nuggets are the best side in the West.
Yep.
There was a lot of talk because the Lakers and Nuggets had a really close series, but they were swept. So, a lot of people said, but it was a close sweep. Well, they got swept. And today
swept is when you get... It's 4-0, right?
4-0. Yep. 4-0. But every game was pretty close.
For any dummy who's out there has no idea about NBA, you play 7 games in a final. Well, you'll play... It's best of 7. So if you win 4...
So essentially best of 4, yeah.
Yep.
So it just showed that the Nuggets are much better.
Yeah.
They're just... You got Joker, who, almost had another triple-double.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty sure he might have... Not sure. Did he get the assists? Thought he was pretty close.
So they won 119 to 107. So it's a pretty big beating. It's 12 points.
They won by 12. Jamal Murray was good. Caldwell Jones was really good.
Yeah, Joker had 29, 13, 11. That is a big first game back.
And he just looks like he does it with ease.
Yeah.
Which was really good. Then you've got Aaron Gordon, Caldwell playing well.
They have a lot of depth to that team.
And then you go through the depth players, and they just did what they needed to do to win. They didn't look anything too fancy. They just did what they had to do, and that's, I think, going to hold them in good stead. They're not a hype team that are a very emotional team or believe their own hype. Joker doesn't even seem like he even enjoys playing NBA.
No, he just comes in, does the job, and
he does his job. So, yeah, Nuggets look really good. To the Lakers, which was interesting, is... I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but LeBron is still their best player. He had 21, 8, and 5 off 60% shooting, if I can recall correctly.
Yeah, right.
And he only played 29 minutes. And his box score, the plus-minus, it showed in the last quarter that when he was on, the Lakers were 7 points up, and when he was off, they were 14 points behind. And at that stage, they were 7 points down. So... I know what they're trying to do. He's, 38 years old, so he's,
They're going to transition him out slowly but surely.
Well, it's not saying transitioning him out. It's a long season, so they want him fit for playoffs.
Yeah. But how are you going to... What if you don't make the...
Well, that's a question, isn't it?
But I reckon... I'm looking at their minutes across the board. The Nuggets seem to really have the Joker, Caldwell Pope, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray. They were all on for north of 34 minutes. The Lakers, the biggest player, D'Angelo Russell had 36, Anthony Davis 34, but the only other ones after that goes to 31, 30, 29. They really used a lot of their bench players by the looks of things.
Well,
seems like they're trying to spread the load, but like you said, it's the first game in.
Well, but this is where this was time for Anthony Davis to be the best player in the comp.
Yeah.
Well, the best player on the Lakers, and... He had an interesting game. He had 17 points in the first half.
Yep.
And everyone, was saying how good he was, but Joker had 23 and 9 boards. Anthony Davis is a center, and he only had 1 rebound in the first half. So, how much was he fighting for it? And then he didn't score a point in the second half.
Yeah, right. So all his points were the first half.
First half. And then when it mattered, he went nowhere, and... LeBron, when he came on, would bring the game back. And there was a couple of players, D'Angelo Russell, sorry for the tongue twister.
Yeah,
Prince hit a few, from perimeter as well. He was really good. So it was an interesting... The Lakers weren't bad. It was just Anthony Davis's second half, which really cost them. I think if LeBron played longer, would they have won? No, but they would have been a bit closer.
Yeah.
Because when he was on the court, it was very close.
No, well, that's a good recap. Is there any notable events in that game that was the standout? Was there a good block? Was there a good shot?
It was a pretty actually what it is, it just shows. So LeBron James at his prime, not only in his prime now, is the best driver of the basketball.
Yeah.
To the rim, well, to the ring of all time.
Yep.
He's still that good when he gets it.
Yeah, right.
And he did it 4 or 5 times where he just got a head of steam and he still would get it at will. And it's just amazing at his age that he still can get to the basket at will.
Quick too.
He's just that quick. And it was, that was probably the highlights for me, was just how good this guy is.
Yep. Seeing that. So, and then we jump over to the Warriors and the Suns. So that was by the looks of things, a pretty close game. I didn't get to watch it. It was
a very interesting one because the Suns were turning the ball over. No one was convincing in that game. No one convinced me. So it was a 1-point ball game. Devin Booker was really good. I think he was 32.
What did he end up on?
I think he was on 32.
Yeah, 32. 8
32,
assists, 6 boards, yeah.
And he is the closest thing in terms of footwork that I've seen since Kobe Bryant. Just the way that he was able to get his opponent off balance, shoot the fade away.
I saw that one against in the highlights, the one against Curry, and he got the 3-point play. That was effortless.
Absolutely. And
how he even got that off is beyond me.
It was ridiculous. He was really good. But, in the last few minutes, he had a couple of turnovers, couple of fouls, so he wasn't great in the crunch.
How'd your boy Durant go? No, your boy,
it was
but
weird.
He was weird.
He had 18 points. The thing that's funny about the modern NBA is they say all the players could beat the players from the 80s and 90s because they're more athletic, blah, blah, blah. KD, the Warriors played hard defense and made him contest every shot.
Yeah.
And that's shown to beat KD. So 2 years ago at the Nets, the Celtics did the same thing. Could he have played in the 90s era? I'm not sure because someone puts a hard, being how soft the NBA is now, but when someone puts pressure on him, I think he was only 7 from 18 from the field. I'm not sure what it says there, but I think he only got 18 points.
Yeah, he only hit 18.
So he didn't
play. Like you look at, Curry looked like he had a good game, but I know his 3-point shooting, like you said, wasn't up to.
Yeah, well, he was at
scratch.
20. He was at.
He 20. Did do a pretty good his handles. Though. He's got some serious handles.
And he hit that last one to bring him back, which was huge. The problem that I have with the Warriors, I've been saying this for some time, and it sounds silly because they've won 4 championships. When they won in 2015, they changed the whole fabric of the game with the 3-point. No one knew what to do. 2016 side showed if you put pressure on them, like a hard, defensive strategy on them. Thunder had them 3-1 down in the conference final.
Yep.
Cleveland came back from 3-1 down. That just shooting threes got found out.
Yeah.
And then, so people were like, well, what about 17 and 18? Well, they went and got Kevin Durant. So when there was pressure, they just had too much firepower.
Yeah.
When Kevin Durant left, they obviously had injuries. The year that they won the championship and, proved, they could win without him again, they stopped going for that, just the 3-ball, and would penetrate the perimeter, penetrate the paint properly. It was just seen today, Chris Paul was 0 from 7 from 3.
Yeah, so
go through
from the stats.
Look at their 3-pointers. Look at their 3-point percentage.
Where do you
They were at 23% from 3 as a team.
Oh wow!
And they were just jacking them.
Yeah.
Now they're lucky. The Suns.
What were the Suns? Were they not shooting?
They would have been about 30%, 33%. Yeah. So it wasn't a great game.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't an awesome game, but Curry. He wasn't horrible.
No,
it just wasn't his best.
27. But I get it. He didn't to be honest, doesn't look like he passed the ball. 1 assist, unless he didn't have players who were backing it up.
Look like the other.
But CP3 had 9 assists. That looks like a good
So that looks good. He looked like he fitted in really well.
Yep. How did Wiggins go? I can see here 10 points, 1 rebound. He had up there arguably. Gary Payton had 1 point, 2 boards, 2 assists. 22 minutes.
It didn't really like too much. He did a couple of things on defense.
Don't get me wrong. I think that's a completely different. Yeah, when your job is to score points, you're someone like Curry and you hit 27. You're doing okay, but if you're not hitting your threes, Klay Thompson hit his 15. That's probably.
It's just the jacking up the threes.
Yep.
All the time.
Were they doing that consistently?
It was. Yep. 7 misses from Paul. Steph shooting at 23%.
See, but when you have Chris Paul trying to shoot threes, he's a 3-point shooter, but he's not that great. Like I know,
they were open shots,
Yeah,
so
right.
that's why they
let him go, take it.
They just let him take. But he was finding the right shots, but you
Yep.
just knew it wasn't going to go down.
Yeah,
They're lucky Phoenix were turning the ball over
yeah.
a hell of a lot.
So it could have been more of a blowout if Phoenix.
I'm just meaning both sides weren't great.
All right, so
So if you go the Nuggets and Lakers, okay, Nuggets were the best side. Yeah,
Yep.
we know they're favourites. Lakers have a bit to do, a bit off, but Warriors and Suns, they look like two sides. They'll make the playoffs, but none of them looked like a contender
today, yeah,
No,
right.
No,
But the Nuggets came in and just did what they do.
did what they did.
They get the job done.
No fanfare, just did it.
Yep. So it's literally two by the sound of things, two average games. What's on for? Do you know what's on for tomorrow?
What have we got? I think that's the first one of. We've got heaps of games coming up.
Look, I'll be
I think
honest.
that's a
I
big
just
day.
tried to click all of them, and there's actually a fair few coming
Yeah,
up.
I think there's a fair bit tomorrow.
It's taken me all the way through to the finals. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games.
So what have we got?
Oh, we've got a lot. We've got the Hornets and the Hawks. Who have you got for that? I wouldn't even know.
We'll go the Hawks on that one. The Hornets. Well, MJ's just sold out, made $1 bajillion
He's all good.
after a pretty horrible tenure. Best player of all time, but worst owner ever. So I think
That's
the Hawks
fair
will
enough.
get that done.
The Pacers and the Wizards.
Oh, Wizards. I'm going to go for the Wizards on that one.
Magic's-
See how Paul goes.
Magic Rockets.
Go Magic.
Knicks Celtics.
That is a very good one. I think the Celtics would be too
Celtics.
strong there.
Nets and Cavaliers. I reckon the Nets.
I'll go Cavaliers there.
Raptors Timberwolves.
Don't really care about that game, but we'll go Timberwolves.
Timberwolves, I reckon. Heat Pistons.
Easily.
Heat. Grizzlies Pelicans.
I'm going Pelicans.
I'm going to go Grizzlies just because it's opposing. Bulls and Thunder.
Gotta go for my wild cards. The Thunder,
Yep. Jazz Kings.
the Kings,
Spurs Mavericks.
and then so that's an interesting one.
We got another one.
I was talking. Hang on. What was
Sorry.
the last? What was the last
Clippers
one?
and Trailblazers. I'll go for my beloved Clippers,
Yeah,
even though they
Clippers
won't
should
win.
win that one. That is an interesting. The Spurs and the Mavs. I was texting a mate today. Is a very interesting one
Mavs.
because you'd think so.
But Wemby.
How good's Wemby going to be? Because we know what Luka is. But Luka and Kyrie play ISO ball and don't have a shred of defense in their body.
Very true.
Does Wemby? Do we give him a
credit?
crack? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Wild card. Spurs win.
I'm going to go Spurs.
Change it up. Yep. All right. Fair enough. That's all. And Clippers and Trailblazers.
I'll go Clippers.
Clippers.
Surely.
All right. Now we've got a very, very hard question.
Okay.
So
I'm not prepared for this one.
there was a meme. It says this might be the hardest NBA question I've seen.
Is this the 6 players?
Yep. If all 6 players were on the same team at their peak, who would be pushed off the bench? Now the players are LeBron, Jordan, Curry, Steph Curry, obviously, Kobe, Durant, Shaq.
All right, let's go through who's not going to be off. So first was LeBron. So
Yep, so LeBron's staying.
He's on.
Yep. Jordan definitely.
Wait, so
surely.
what was it? Is it a starting who stays on the court?
Who's staying on and who are you pushing on the bench? What players going on the bench?
Well, there's 2 different things because that just because
Depends on the team.
I could
It's
exactly I could bench someone, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily.
I'll be
have them
honest, I
higher.
don't know who I'm benching.
Well, okay,
Durant.
so who were they again?
LeBron,
Yeah,
MJ,
yeah,
Curry,
yeah,
Kobe,
yeah.
Durant, Shaq. So
Okay,
I'm keeping Shaq. Shaq's a center. He's staying there.
Well, so we'll start at so we need a point guard. So we need Steph. So we need Steph. Shooting guard's going to be MJ.
MJ.
Your small forward's going to be LeBron.
Yep. I guess your power forward, though, this is the hard part. It's either Kobe or KD. Now I'd go Kobe, just from attacking.
Kobe's. This is blasphemous because I've got Kobe above Durant by a little bit. But as a
it's the
power
position,
forward, as a power forward, I'm gonna have to go KD.
What if you move LeBron to power forward? because then becomes...
No, I'm going with my answer,
You're
KD.
going KD.
And then Shaq.
Shacky boy as a centre.
Kobe's on my bench.
Oh!
Kobe is on my bench. And
what is this
now
shit?
I have Kobe above Steph and KD.
Yep. Yeah, right.
In my, my rankings, I've got him above both.
Yep.
But Kobe's on the bench for this one, just because Michael Jordan. Unfortunately, Kobe's his two biggest things. He's the closest thing to Michael Jordan, which makes him awesome. But it also makes him miss out on a few things because
you choose MJ.
He's not as good.
Yeah, valid point.
That's a very good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That pretty much wraps it up. I think there's going to be a big game. 12 games tomorrow.
There's 12 games to go to.
Recap, so we'll go over them and briefly touch on it. Is there anything you wanted to add? Is there any questions that we're going to be covering in the next few podcasts or any episodes?
I'm looking forward to, I think after this big games, I think you've got Bucks and the Sixers. Yep. So that's I guess, if something I'm looking forward to talking about. That's what we'll be talking about. There's a lot of rubbish games in the middle of that one tomorrow. So looking forward to the Bucks and Sixers when they...
we'll be talking about the good ones, let's be real. I think it's easy.
100%.
We'll go through and recap the other ones, but if there's any questions or any comments or any feedback, look, we're going to try and make it a very informal chat, but we know that Johnny's keeping very well up to date across all the NBA stats and everything. It's
a hard life.
I'm going to be the absolute dummy sometimes. I'll know some things he doesn't. I'll shock him and come out with some facts. But if there's anything else that you want us to talk about, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We want to see the followers going up. We're keen to see, what did we have, like 10 views or something? And I think it might have been our own, but who cares?
It was just me, just 10 times.
Just clicking
just
on
the
it.
whole time.
Shut down, open up, shut down.
Exactly. So, very appreciate it. Thanks for that, Joshy, and everyone have a good night.
See you guys.